Coming up, furry friends are finding new homes. And later, Iowa City celebrates 50 years of its farmers market.
Big noon kickoff back for another potential upset? I'll tell you more in sports.
I'm live from campus where there's sunny skies and clear nights. I'll tell you more in weather.
All that and more coming up on this Friday morning edition of DITV News. Don't go anywhere. DITV News starts right now. Good morning and thank you for tuning in live to DITV and KRUI 89.7 FM. I'm Ashley Wheel. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the Iowa City Farmers Market. DITV's Samson Kamani looks at how the event has continued to thrive and why vendors and residents keep coming back.
For the last 50 years, Iowa City has invited business owners to put their foods and crafts on display for the community.
Vendors say they love coming back here each year, catching up with old friends and making new ones.
I started coming as a teenager, and some of the folks remember when I was just a kid, and to be able to, sustain those relationships throughout the years I've been here has been pretty amazing. So you see their kids grown up and, having babies, and it's pretty neat.
One woman says that there are so many different items being sold that with crafts dominating most markets, she appreciates having a selection of produce from all across the state.
There are so many markets that are just crafts, and I had quit going to farmers markets as a customer just because there weren't that many farmers anymore. And Iowa City has done a really, really good job of getting farmers in.
The unique location of the market under a parking ramp is appreciated by customers and vendors as it protects them from any bad weather, allowing the event to continue longer than most farmers markets.
I love the fact that we go to the end of October. It's one of the few markets that I know of that goes that long, and it's wonderful because we're still taking product out of the garden that late. Why wouldn't we have a market that late? Iowa City Farmers Market is probably the best farmers market I've been at, both as a customer and as a vendor.
In downtown Iowa City, Samson Kamani, DITV.
Grab your tennis shoes. On Wednesday, October 5th, the 12th annual Healthiest State Walk is taking place throughout the state of Iowa. The annual walk encourages people to connect with others in the area to walk for 30 minutes. Students, staff, and faculty at the University of Iowa are encouraged to create their own walk or join others through their Healthiest State Initiative website.
They are encouraging students who participate to take a photo of their group and share it on Facebook or Instagram, tagging student wellness, using the Walk More, Connect More in the post.
There are multiple scheduled walks on campus, and many of these walks will be accessible to all mobility types, including wheelchairs. Election season is right around the corner. Student organizations are working
since it's midterms.
To educate students and encourage them to vote. University of Iowa Hawk the Vote has worked with the University of Iowa Democrats to register students. And along with that, along with encouraging voter registration, the UI Dems consider themselves a safe place to discuss politics and ideas and become more engaged with democratic and progressive causes. The student-run
Let's say an idea that's been handed down to us.
The student-run organization has hosted Iowa politicians to meet students as they plan to continue to host more Iowa politicians, including Christina Bohannon, Janice Weiner, and supervisor and House candidates. You can find out more information through their social medias and email list. And college students here at the University of Iowa are back into a full school schedule, but some students are concerned that their time that they're expected to spend studying is way too high. DITV reporter Cooper Cahal is live now at the library to tell us more. Cooper?
Morning, Ashley. The library here at the University of Iowa is a place where students come to work on their study habits and get plentiful resources from other places here at the University of Iowa.
So I think it's an issue, but I also don't know if that 3-credit hour per 1 hour in the classroom is more of a strict guideline, or if that's just kind of a system or a, let's say, an idea that's been handed down to us.
I think it is a good rule of thumb to use because I think a lot of students that think they might be having a little trouble with the course content or studying, it might be that they're just not dedicating the amount of time.
Hi guys, apologies for the difficulties. Not only are students worrying about getting their credit hour threshold, but with midterms rolling around, they still need to have time to get to their student jobs and their extracurricular activities. Live in front of the main library, this is Cooper Kohout. Back to you in the studio, Ashley.
Thanks, Cooper. And between juggling classes, extracurriculars, and campus life, college students also often underestimate the importance of a healthy sleep schedule. DITV reporter Abigail Curtin has more on why hitting the snooze button may actually be a good thing.
When coming to college, students may anticipate new friends, classes, and experiences, though few ever expect how much havoc an undergraduate schedule can wreak on their sleep. As the sun goes down, socializing starts, but this late-night schedule forces students to stay up later and later to avoid missing out. From bar hopping to study groups, most students are freest after classroom hours, but all this late-night activity forces students to sleep less and less each night.
Yes, I think that, and on weekdays, people choose to go out and then they skip their classes in the morning, and that affects them academically.
And while many students underestimate the importance of sleep, being unrested can lead to larger issues. According to a study by the Sleep Foundation, up to 96% of college students get less than the recommended 8 hours of sleep each night. Along with the negative impacts of sleep deprivation, students' mental health can suffer without enough rest.
So sleep is critical for human performance. But in college, most people, they're trying to learn new things. And so if you're trying to do that, sleep is very important. College population, people are typically a little more robust, right? A little younger, but you can start to see things like weight gain. You can start to see problems like high blood pressure. You can start to see mood disorders like anxiety and depression.
For students who struggle to fall asleep, Dr. Shaha recommends using beds for sleep only, as well as limiting screen time before bedtime. And although it's difficult, prioritizing sleep is essential for college students to perform their very best. From the University of Iowa, Abigail Curtin, DITV.
The Iowa City Animal Care and Adoption Center is one of the statewide shelters that has been experiencing a large amount of animals being brought in. So far this year, the shelter has received over 2,000 animals. Despite this large number, the shelter has been successful in finding homes for stray pets.
We have a pretty good adoption rate, so probably about 85 to 90% of the animals that come in here get adopted.
The shelter hosts dogs, cats, rabbits, and other pets who are without a home. For more information about adopting a pet, visit the Iowa City Animal Care and Adoption Center's website or visit their Instagram or Facebook page. And if I'm looking to adopt a pet this weekend, Tiana, should I bring a jacket?
Well, Ashley, I don't think you'll need one. The weather looks to keep calm and stay in the 70s this weekend. Although today we'll get a high of 73 degrees, tonight is going to be chilly. If you plan on spending your night downtown, you'll definitely need that cozy jacket, as the temperature will drop to a brisk 44 degrees. As fun as it was to experience a 2-day football game at our last home game, the weather won't be forcing any extreme circumstances this Saturday. On game day, expect to see sunny skies with a high of 74 degrees and winds at 10 miles per hour, with low of 48 degrees. The weather seems to stay consistent through Monday, keeping the highs around 70 degrees and the lows in the high 40s. The rest of the week looks to be the same, sticking to those low to mid 70s during the day and dipping into those high 40s. Hurricane Ian is now a Category 1 hurricane and is headed towards South Carolina. The storm is expected to make landfall midday today. 19 people so far have been reported dead in Florida. Now, I heard that big noon kickoff is in Iowa City to see Iowa's stellar defense. Could you tell us more?
Well, Tiana, you heard correctly. Big noon kickoff is here, and they are ready for a matchup between the Hawkeyes' #1 ranked defense and Michigan's 2nd ranked offense. DITV Sports Director Michael Merrick has more.
Iowa's defense has been a staple of the program for decades now, and this year's squad has continued this dominance. So far, the Hawkeye defense has only allowed 23 points in their first 4 games. This is the lowest point total through 4 games since Iowa only gave up 20 points back in 1956. And one of the keys behind this stellar Hawkeye defense has been the emergence of star corner Cooper DeJean. DeJean currently ranks in as the #1 corner in all of college football according to Pro Football Focus. And after grabbing an interception in each of the last 3 games, it's not surprising to see why.
And Cooper's kind of been that way. I'm not saying it comes easy to him, but he just seems very natural and smooth at whatever he does.
He's a beast. He's all over the place. It's like he's kind of like a video game character out there sometimes, it looks like. And but yeah, he's a lot of fun to watch, and he's just a playmaker. That's all I can really say.
DeJean and the rest of the Doughboys secondary will have their hands full this weekend. Michigan enters this game averaging the 2nd most points per game in the entire country. The Wolverines are currently averaging 50 points per game. Just for a point of reference, the Hawkeyes haven't scored 50 points on offense all season long. And with stars everywhere for Michigan, such as Blake Corum at running back and J.J. McCarthy at quarterback, this Wolverine offense is clearly one of the best in the nation.
The running back is just, he's tough, he's tenacious, doesn't give up, and had an unbelievable game Saturday. And it's not surprising. He's just a high motor guy. So, but yeah, he's an excellent football player, and I think you just have to be cognizant of that when you're playing defense. You got to realize this guy can pull it down and hurt you that way. Some quarterbacks can't, but he certainly can.
Tomorrow, the whole nation can see whether or not the Hawkeyes can complete the revenge game against the Michigan Wolverines.
Thanks, Michael. The 3rd-ranked Iowa field hockey team returns to Grant Field this weekend to take on #4 Maryland and #21 Rutgers. Iowa goes into the weekend on a 7-game win streak and an undefeated conference record. The series comes after the Hawks defeated the top-ranked Northwestern Wildcats, making it the 2nd consecutive season where Iowa has defeated a top-ranked team. This week's National Field Hockey ranking included 7 Big Ten teams in the top 25. And today's game against Maryland will celebrate 50 years of Title IX, while Sunday's theme will be a blackout. And the Hawkeyes traveled to Champaign, Illinois to take on the Fighting Illini and was handed their 4th tie of the season. Iowa leaped out to an early 1-0 lead in the first half after a Sarah Wheaton goal, but Illinois scored back-to-back goals to open the second half before El Ato was able to tie it late in the game to avoid the Hawks' 2nd straight loss. Iowa is now 0-2 in Big Ten play and will have to improve on their performance in the second half before they take on a tough Michigan team on Sunday in Iowa City at 1 p.m. And 3 Hawkeye tennis players advanced to the Intercollegiate Championships in San Diego, California. Diane Haishida made her collegiate debut in the main draw singles, winning both of her matches. The freshman faced a 5-star recruit from Arizona and a Kansas State player, defeating them both in straight sets to advance to the round of 36. Vipasha Mehra and Marissa Schmidt both defeated their respective opponents from North Texas and Colorado to advance to the championships. While Samantha Mannix lost her singles match, she still will be playing on day 2, teaming up with Marissa Schmidt in doubles. And the Hawkeye baseball team looks to pick up their 2nd win this season against Iowa Central Community College this afternoon. The Hawkeyes are coming off an impressive 31-1 win last Thursday after defeating the Mississauga Tigers. 7 different Hawkeye pitchers struck out 3 batters or more, while redshirt junior Sam Honar led the way for the Hawkeyes at the plate, going 4 for 4 with 2 singles, a double, and a home run. The game starts at 3 p.m. at Duane Banks Field, and admissions is free for the rest of the fall season. And the men's and women's cross-country team, come back Monday for updates about everything Hawkeye sports. Back to you, Ashley.
Thanks, Julia, and thank you for tuning in to DITV News and listening to KRUI 89.7 FM. Be sure to head over to thedailyiowan.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday, and check out more of our content on the Daily Iowan YouTube page or dailyiowan.com/DITV. For DITV News, I'm Ashley Wheel. Have a great day.